So, hello everyone, and welcome to the next track deconstruction. Basically, the last poll I did was, give me a second here, because I'm hearing myself. Okay, so basically the last poll I did was a tie basically between the neuroplasticity track and this track. Okay, give me a second. Just checking something. Apologize for this. But I don't want to stop the video. Yeah. All right. So, as I was saying, it was a tie between neuroplasticity and this track, which is called Rhythm of Life. And yeah, basically, this track is from my other project, which is called Acid Synthesis. Okay. Just the idea behind the project. Basically, I was discussing some projects with the distributor, and basically he had a label of his own called Planetary 03. Okay, and yeah, we decided to release vinyl records, vinyl EPs of this from this project. Okay, which is more focused on like acid, the acid sound. Okay. And also incorporates with it that 90s feel. Okay, basically it's a genre, okay, which has inspired both of us, even the label owner. Okay, and that is something which is important as well, that when you are going to release on someone's label, he has the same vision, he has the same inspirations. Okay, because it will make it a lot easier to work together, of course, because you have the same mindset. And yeah, basically this idea, of course, to me sounded great as well, because I want as an artist to also dive into different genres basically, and this was the perfect project to do that. So okay, let's dive into it. So what you are seeing is the whole track finished, right? Basically, 1 second, because I lost my video. Okay, I think there was a setting for this. Oh, there it is. Float on top. Perfect. Yeah. All right. So this is the whole track. Okay. The track is at 130 BPM, which is most of my acid stuff that I work is in that BPM basically. And yeah, let's start from the beginning, and we'll go through each part. Yeah. So very simple start. Kick drum here from the 707. Okay, let me increase a bit my sound. Okay, I should have prepared these before, but hang in there. Wait. Okay. Okay, found it. Perfect. So, as you can see, drum kick, and we have an acid bass line as well. So I used the ABL here, the software, the plugin of ABL 3, right? I use this a lot, this plugin a lot. when it's my go-to like acid plugin, right? When I'm not using my hardware, it's something I go to, and yeah, it works for me. It sounds great, and yeah, sounds good. So okay, as you can see here, very simple bass line. Okay, 3 steps. All it has is 3 steps. It goes from F sharp to F, and basically an F again. So very simple. All right, and you can hear it has this groove in it. Okay, and if you add a kick to it, it's already sounding good, right? Perfect. So let's hear what else comes in. Okay, hi-hat there. And then more hi-hats from the 606, okay? So you can see the kick, the hi-hat, and the hi-hats there, and the acid bass line basically. It's an ongoing thing, right? So then we have something coming in from the Diva. I am assuming, oh, it's more like hi-hat effects. So let's hear them on their own. Perfect. Basically, yeah, it has, so let me close this a bit. Yeah, a bit of reverb on it and some EQing, nothing crazy going on, okay? Keeping it simple. The aim of this project was to actually do acid tracks which are simple, okay? In the 90s, they didn't go crazy, or back in the day. They just kept it simple. The important focus is on the groove, on the drums. I don't know, you know. We'll go through obviously the other sounds together, and automation, of course. We'll see what I conducted there. So let's see what else comes in. We have another type of hi-hat going on here from another. Let's see this. Oh, it's a nice in there, yeah. So as you can see, I focused a lot on the drums. Let's see what this is once again. Okay. So this is doing this. Let me play something from it. So basically it's just adding like a background effect to the other sounds, right? Because it makes sense to give it a bit of more, how do you say? You are like filling a bit the gaps here, although I did not use this sound a lot. Yeah, okay, I used it a bit here. And yeah. Okay, so once we come here, there's a break here, so let's hear it. And as you can see, in the automation here, we are seeing the cutoff being open, so it's opening the frequency of the sound, all right? And then it's coming back in again. And we have added another hi-hat, because it's never enough to have a hi-hat. But as you can see, they are all complementing each other when the sounds are coming together. Okay, so let's continue hearing. Very simple till now. So it continues like this for another minute or so, okay? And this is where the part where it gets a bit more, there's a bit more dynamics of change where the track is going now. Okay, so let's hear it. Okay, let's stop a bit here. So we have introduced a pad here, okay, which is from this synth here, the R2600, okay. It's called ambient 0, so let's hear this a bit on its own. Let's see. Oops, wait a second. Okay. You can see it's a very nice ambient sound. And we also introduced, okay, so something I want to, yeah. As you can see here in this last part, this is like a tip, okay, for production. When it comes, when the drum stops, you can see that the cutoff will start going down slowly, okay. You see this part went down quite well there. So what are you doing here? You're creating a deeper feeling, okay? You're basically creating, so you're manipulating the sound in a way to reach like deeper level of what a human being feels. These are very, very important tips that you need to know in your production, okay? And these are very simple as well to learn. Why? Because you are a human being and you can experiment and see how that makes you feel as well when you are listening to it or creating it. So most probably it will do the same for other people, right? And yeah, that's another approach you need to consider when you're creating music, basically. Okay, so let's continue here. We have these come in as well. These are like a sample. Oh, I have a reverse here as well. Let's hear it. Just something, yeah, that I use a lot to give it a little more energy before it comes in, or either it resolves to no drums, for example. Okay, that's another trick you can use in your production. And then we have these like amen breaks coming in. Not really amen breaks, but let's close to them. But yeah. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a sample, and let me close this. Basically, I have some effects going on, a bit of reverb, some delay to make it a bit more flowy, okay, and I have a gate as well. Now, let me show you how it sounds without the gate. So, like this, you are hearing the whole sample, okay, without editing it from my side. And it's okay to use samples in your music, okay, ready-made samples. What I like to do as well is I like to sometimes use the same samples and cut them in different slices, okay? Not a lot, but when you are, let's hear it, when you are doing some slides, cutting the sample, basically, you're already changing the dynamic of that same sample, okay? So you're making it a bit your own, okay? So let me hear what it sounds like. You saw? There was like papa, papa there, and that's already making it sounding a bit like glitchy, and yeah, basically you're doing it a bit on your own. Now, something very important, this gate here. So what I'm doing here is I'm allowing certain sounds to come in from the sample only. So I completely removed the bass drum and some other sounds, frequencies which I don't need. And why did I do this? Okay, basically, so let me hear something. So as you can see with the attack, you can control how much of the sample actually comes in, okay? Like this is full, and it was like this, I think. Let me see. It was like this, okay. Yeah, I mean, you have to play with these, see what they do, okay? And experiment, basically. This is how I work. I experiment by listening, okay? I don't know if that makes sense. So that sounds good. So the reason I did this is to allow other sounds to be part of the same drums. So as you can hear here, now I have my own kick, okay, which I prefer, and let's see how that sounds. You can see the pad is coming in slowly, okay? It's also increasing a bit the filter there. Okay, let's stop it in there. So, as you can see in the pad, the cutoff is going up, okay? So it's opening the sound and making it sound bigger, okay? And we started increasing other sounds here. So let me check something. So, yeah, basically, I added another pad on top of the same one, okay, using the same notes, but I used this loop here. So I continued with this loop here, and I increased a bit the length of the notes on this side. And as you can see, we are doing layering here. I did a video on this in my previous videos on the producer plan, okay? And this basically is something that I use a lot. Layering is quite important in any type of sound, in my opinion. So, as you can see, then we added another acid line here. So let's see a bit how many notes this has. It's a short one as well. So from 3, we did 8 steps now. Okay? Very, very simple. Obviously there's automation, okay? So basically you have, that's like the half of the track, okay? And this break here is very important because it gave the track a new direction, okay? So it took you on another, how do you say, another journey in the same track, but um, we added the new sounds that will be introducing. It's like you have to see it like this. So I'm introducing these new sounds, okay, which I will then use again in the second part, and basically, um, yeah, that's the main goal for that. I introduced a newest line. I introduced the pads, the drum, the sample. I will only use in that part, okay? I don't know. I think no, I did not use them at the end. So these sample here, I only introduce these for the break, okay? And this kind of works. It's something I do in most of my acid synthesis tracks. So um, this is my process. Of course, I have other tracks where then I introduce them back, and it made that like for that kick, like 4x4 kick, and still have that feel of the breaks in it. You know, it's depends on each track basically. So let's hear the second part together. Basically, it's the same. These sounds without the samples here, okay? And I think, yeah, that's it. So let's hear it. So you can hear the acid lines are like glued together, okay? And this gives the track a more powerful feel, okay? So, so a small break here, and then it goes back as we started, kind of. So you can just get these from here, copy, paste, and then you'll go for the outro, okay? Here I have something that does not make sense. I have no idea what it is. It's like the automation has gone. No worries. So it should be like something like that, yeah. So, and I will end with the pad, okay? Very, very simple, in my opinion. Um, there's not a lot going on in this track, okay? You have a simple bass line, 3 steps. Um, what I focused a bit on, and this is something which could be a bit tricky, is adding different layers of hi-hats, okay, there. So you need to be a bit cautious on how you use them so they sound good together. And then I introduced a pad, okay, with some layered pads on top of it using the same notes, and I just focused on the automation. So, something very important. This track does not have a lot going on, but it has automation nearly the whole track, especially in the acid, the 303 lines, okay, and the pads, which makes a big difference. So you need to make sure that you have automation in place because this is how your sounds will sound more alive, basically. Um, I think I can stop this video here. I hope this was informed. You learned something from this, and I will be doing more of these. So yeah, thank you for your time, and yeah, basically we'll see you in the next one. Okay, thank you. Cheers.